you're obsessed with the Connie Pheiff Show. It's about a lifestyle shift to move up or out.
Hey, what's your jam? What's the one thing that really drives you? What makes you unstoppable?
It's about opening a new door to live your dream.
People give up way too early on their dreams.
It's about enjoying the journey. It's about keeping it real.
Damn, now the interviewee is interviewing the interviewer. I like this.
It's all about you.
I knew there was something else I wanted to do. Stop taking shit so seriously. Y'all can do this. Take an outrageous look at life and laugh.
This is the Connie Pheiff Show.
We love your voice. We love your jam. You need to be on radio.
And now your host, Connie Pheiff.
Well, hello, it's Connie Pheiff, and we're back, and you're listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. Now, remember, you have to listen and share this video, share, because we just have a treasure chest, a treasure trove, as I can't even say that word right now, but we have a treasure chest full of giveaways that we want to be giving to you. My cousin Taylor Lynn, we have a bunch of guitars, things autographed by her. And if you don't know her, she's the granddaughter of Loretta Lynn. And even from our guests, they are giving us autographed copies of their books so we can put it in our treasure chest. And how it works, you have to share. You need to hashtag the Connie Pheiff Show and hashtag our guest, who you're going to learn about more in just a couple of minutes. But until we get that, I know he has a giveaway. So, Mitchell, what are you going to be giving away?
Hi, Mitchell Levy here, and I'm giving away a copy of my book, Being Seen and Being Heard as a Thought Leader. And I'm happy to sign it. And when you send in your address, you share a little bit more about you, I'll make it a customized autograph.
Ooh, a customized autograph book. So you want to be seen, you want to be heard, and you want to get a copy of his book. So make sure that you are sharing, because we're going to have a copy of that in our treasure chest for you. So why the heck are you here? Why are you listening to the Connie Pheiff Show? Because you need us. We are a business radio show with an edge. We give it all to you. It's unscripted. It's unedited. We talk about how to move up in the C-suite or get out and live the dream, live the life that you want, owning that business, that lifestyle business, whatever that looks like for you. We help you get there because we are working and we are sharing information for the world's most daring mind who are keeping the passion of life activated. So remember to share. Now let's talk about our guest today. Although he's sitting here and he's already mentioned his book, he is the AHA guy. He's with the AHA That, who empowers experts, thought leaders, and businesses to share their genius. His superpower is extracting the genius from your head in a 2-hour interview that his team can then go straight and put a book together and work with you to make it an Amazon best-selling book, make you an Amazon best-selling author in 4 months or less. I have to say, I do work with traditional publishers with many of my clients, and it takes longer than 4 months. I'll just tell you that right now. So and he's laughing because he knows it takes longer than that. He's an accomplished entrepreneur. He's created 20 businesses in Silicon Valley, including 4 publishing companies that have published over 800 books. He's a TEDx speaker, an international best-selling author of over 60 business books. Wow, 60. I can't get to number 7. And he's provided strategic consulting to over hundreds of businesses, and he's advised over 500 CEOs on critical business issues. And he's been the chairman of the board of a NASDAQ-listed company. So now you can officially meet and welcome to the show, Mitchell Levy.
Connie, great to be here. Thanks for having me. Yes, it takes a whole lot longer than 4 months to get a book out.
It does. Let me tell you, it does. So you're on my radar for another client that I have coming up. In addition to myself, I still never finished that book that I was supposed to finish. But
yes, indeed. We'll get there.
I will get there. I mean, the storyline keeps changing, but I will get there. So you've done so many things. And you could admit too, we talked about it. So many times when entrepreneurs start, it's like, this is my audience, this is where I'm going, this is what I have to do. And you mentioned right before the show that you shifted, but you're still doing your book publishing, but you shifted to where you are working, talking, speaking to your perfect audience. So I would love you to share with our audience what it takes for that to happen, because it doesn't happen overnight.
Wait, what it takes to shift or what it takes to have the book? I'll do both.
Well, first of all, I want you to talk about what it takes to shift, and then we're going to go into about the book.
Oh, so the shift was interesting. So I've always shifted. I left the job I had at corporate. I was working for Sun Microsystems in 1997. I have not actually, I've worked for myself since then. Okay. And the interesting part is if you're in business today, you have to continually find that next audience. So in 1997, it was the dot-com days. The audience was anyone who wanted to figure out how to use the internet to help their business be more successful. And that business went great until the crash of 2001, in which case I had to find new things. I ended up doing some consulting in the middle. I ran a CEO networking group. I was sitting on the board of a public company, and I started a publishing company. And what I could say is, and this is a little bit of my vulnerability coming out, between 2005 and 2017, I published over 800 books. And although what I could say, it took me a little bit too long to figure out I was serving the wrong audience. So the audience I was serving were authors who want to write their own books. Right. And I still have 3 publishing companies. So when authors write their own books and come to us, we actually can produce, basically create the book, publish it, distribute it, and make stuff happen. However, in 2018, what I figured out, it was actually towards the end of 2017, that the real audience I need to serve are busy, successful executives who know they need a book, but realize they have no time. And so when you said before 4 months, we work with you over a 4-month period. At the end of the 4 months, you're an Amazon bestselling author, and you've spent around 5 hours or less of time. And then we've given you that asset.
I'm going to drill down and ask you a couple questions, only because I'm going through this right now with someone. So you're saying that they could sit with you, and in 2 hours, you're able to capture enough information to create that book for them.
So yes, and then let me tell you what the book looks like.
Okay.
So there are a number of companies out there who will listen to and record what you talk about. They'll take that content, they'll put it into transcript form, and they'll publish your book. That's not a book. I mean, taking 2 hours of you recording is just, in some cases, it's gibberish. And just, people don't read books today. What they want to see is they want to see an asset of the book whose goal, here's another one I have that we do in hardcover. What they want to see with the book is they want to see that you're an expert at what you do, that you're good at what you do.
Right.
And so what we do on the inside is we think of it as the Evelyn Wood speed reading of your brain.
Right.
We have 140 bite-sized quotes. So we print color on the inside, and we have 140 quotes that all focus on a particular area. And so when somebody picks up your book, they go, so let's see, I'm trying to find a picture that's nice and colorful. So it's 140 quotes, 7 blog posts. So here's a reasonably colorful picture.
Right.
And what I want to do is let me read for you a aha message from the book, because if you say, Mitchell, you do consulting and thought leadership, you help our experts become thought leaders. Right. Tell me, what is a thought leader? Why do I care? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read aha number 4 from this book. And so let me just turn to that so I could share it with you at the same time. Here's what aha number 4 says. It says, good thought leaders are at the top of the mountain. Great thought leaders are at the bottom of the mountain, helping others climb up.
Okay.
So when you listen to that, you go, well, what have I done recently to help people climb up the mountain? And by the way, if I'm speaking publicly, I've got a picture of this slide in the background. I'm going to make a funny pose. I'm going to tell people, hey guys, It's now time to take out your cameras, take a picture of me, post it on social. Whoever posts the most or whoever gets the highest reach, I'm going to give a free copy of my book.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I do, if you notice, underneath each aha message, we have 4 lines. So Connie, if I've done a good job, everyone in the audience has a copy of my book, and I've had a sponsor pay for it. And so I'm going to tell them to turn to this page. I'm going to tell them to write down, hey, what have you done today or yesterday or last week to help people climb the mountain? What do you have planned for the next month?
Right.
And they don't need to, I mean, you could read through here. There's 140 of these elements, all designed to capture your attention. But you don't need to read more to recognize that, hey, this guy's an expert. He knows what he's talking about. Particularly the title of your book. So here's the fun part. The title of your book, I call it, is your CPOP, your customer point of pain. So if I'm standing in front of an audience, let's say there's 50 people in a room and everyone gets 10 seconds to introduce themselves. Kind of, you know how people introduce themselves. I'm a speaker, author, international best-selling coach. And like at the end of that, you have no idea. They're using those terms as nouns.
Right.
Now, I use those terms as well, but I use them as verbs.
Okay.
So let me tell you how I introduce myself.
So Mitchell, tell me who you are.
Thank you for asking.
Please tell me who you are.
So Mitchell Levy, global credibility expert, TEDx speaker, international best-selling author of the book, Being Seen and Being Heard as a Thought Leader. If you're in the audience and you say to yourself, I want to be seen, I want to be heard. That was when I first said what book I'm getting ready. Those are the first words you came out of your mouth. Let me tell you one more. A guy by the name of Joe Phillips. This is a hardcover book. I have to do this. Doesn't that sound like it has a lot of content in it? So Joe's book, he has a CEO networking group in Southern California. He has 20 seats.
Yes.
And so what happens is whenever a seat opens up, he wants to be able to educate. And by the way, he's asked often, anyone who does CEO coaching or CEO work is always asked to speak. What does it mean to be a good CEO? How do I run a company? So he does that. So he has an educational tool that can speak when he's not in the room. Here's what's more important. When a seat opens up, he wanted a screening tool as well. So if you're the type of CEO that you're not going to say these words, or actually better yet, your employees are not going to say these words to you. So here's what it says. You're crazy. How the hell are we going to do that? If your employees don't say that about you as a CEO, he doesn't want you sitting at his table. Right? So that's the interesting thing to think about. Your book is the asset that gives you the credibility. It could work as a screening tool as well as a enabler to bring more people to your door.
Love it. And I mean, they talk about that, about, again, having a book, having that credibility, being the expert in that field. And you said people don't read books anymore. And I've read somewhere recently where people will read the first 3 chapters, if that. And those first 2 chapters better be damn good.
Well, with us, I'm happy if you spend 30 seconds and read 2 or 3 of these, or if you spend 5 minutes and you've read a chapter, you're like, oh my God, this person knows so much. I need to talk to them.
Right. And then they want to talk to you. But you're right. No one is reading. It's that introduction. It's your business card.
Oh, it's crazy. So to answer your question, can we do this in 2 hours? The answer is yes, because the focus of the interview is on the customer pain point you solve. It's talking. So what happens, I put myself in the mind of your client, of your customer, of your prospect, and I'm asking you questions. And you're answering questions with your level of expertise. I've got a team of ghostwriters who have graduated from the Aha That Writing School. They will then write the manuscript. You get to look at it, review it, make updates, and then approve it before we lay it out in book format. So we press the easy button.
Cool. And you're the one putting it up on Amazon. Do you get it in bookstores? What else do you do along with writing the book and putting it all together?
So for those watching, listening, we had this happen. I'm on my phone. I'm in a hotel room in Las Vegas.
Come on, he's in Vegas.
And I can't figure out why this is happening. So I just said,
I know why it happens. Every time somebody wins at that slot machine, it's knocking the power out of the building.
Oh, there you go. That must be it. Perfect.
And you're not down there collecting.
So what we do with our authors, so over that 4-month period, We will ghostwrite, we will publish, we will distribute, and we will make you an Amazon best-selling author.
Cool.
Hardcover as well as paperback.
All right, I need to hire you. Well, seriously, because again, I think that we're crossing over clients, and that's what we're doing. We're putting, we're getting their books together, we're getting them published, and again, getting them to be that expert. And same thing, just like you talked about with Joe, we have a 20-seat roundtable. And so that's what we try to hold at our max. So for me and my team, we're providing all the services that we can be doing as well. Let's take a really quick break and we'll be right back. The Connie Pheiff Show is heard everywhere. You can find The Connie Pheiff Show on most of your favorite networks. It's time to now recognize and thank our major networks for all of their support. In the house, we have Conscious Business Radio, C-Suite Radio, Transformation Radio, iHeartRadio. We are also heard on Google Play, Apple, Radio, Stitcher, and so many more that I just can't keep up with them all. I'm Connie Pheiff, your unstoppable diva. Learn more about our gym and how we can work together at my fancy schwanky website, ConniePheiffShow.com. I'll see you over there. Until then, like, share. Now back to the show. Oh, yeah, we are back, and you're listening to the Connie Pheiff Show, and our unstoppable guest today is Mitchell Levy, who is the AHA guy. Now, if you've been listening to us, we're talking about how Mitchell is able to, work with executives executives of corporations, of your own company, who are saying, I really need to write a book because we understand, we all know, having a book creates and says that you're an expert in that field and who you are, and people learn to trust you when the book is written well. So what is your thought, Mitchell, so a lot of people will still come to me, my clients, and again, they're executives, they're CEOs, and say, well, what if I just self-publish a book? My advice to them is no. I'm like, no, we do not want to self-publish a book, because I know publishers right away are like, oh, you've self-published? Okay, no, we don't want to look at you. I know that, there are times where they will, but what are your thoughts on self-publishing?
So I'm not as down on self-publishing as you said. What I'm down on is, let me tell you what we do. We will save you in our writing and publishing for you. We're going to save you 120 hours in writing. We're going to save you 200 hours in publishing. So you can self-publish. But if you want to publish in all the platforms that we're on and keep up the things, and by the way, 6 months from now, Amazon is going to break and somebody has to follow through. If you self-published, it's you. That's right. If a new format comes by, a new platform to play on, the person who needs to put that on is you. So what's going to happen is we save you 320 hours in writing and publishing. I'm going to take 5 of those hours back.
Even when you self-publish.
If you self-publish, you still have to do you still have a cover design, copy edit, content layout, distribution, and time. So I'm not saying
not to. I don't want anybody to get that wrong. I'm not saying not to, but if you're putting yourself out there as a high-level executive influencer, do it right the first time.
Well, the other thing is, what you have to recognize, and for anyone you're working with, what is the value of your time? Simply, what is the value? Because your book is not going to generate a lot of revenue for you directly. Now, we publish over 800 books. I write nice royalty checks to some of our authors who do a great job. They're making 10x in incremental revenue on other things. So your book is a tool that's going to open up doors for more speaking, more consulting, more business, period. So what's the value of your time? And if you want to self-publish, you're going to be valuing your time between 50 cents and $2 an hour. Quite simply stated. So for me, when people say to me, hey, Mitchell, I'm going to write my book because I've got this book in me and it has to come out. And what I'll say is, Connie, there are 3 reasons why people should write a book, right? 1, cathartic, right? There's something that's happened to you in your life and writing it down is helpful, right? And that's not a bad thing. There are also a set of speakers. So number 2 is there are a set of speakers who they don't really know what they're going to speak on next year until they actually write it down.
Write it down.
Right. And number 3, it's because it's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to publish your book, you want to write your own book, as long as you say to yourself, I've always wanted to learn how to do this. Because by the way, just if you say to yourself, it's for a business, it's not a business thing. It is a hobby. Okay.
Right.
And as long as you recognize that hobbies are good, right?
And yes,
but if you have a spouse, writing and publishing may not be the right thing, but hobbies are good. And so I'm not opposed to the self-publishing thing, as long as you recognize this is a hobby you're playing on and you're doing it because you want to learn what it feels like to do that. But if you're in business and you want to make money and you want to touch your audience, you want to be more effective at what you do, the more you could outsource to people who are competent at what they do so they can enhance what you do, the better off you'll be.
Exactly. So this is my bragging moment. I won the Inspirational Woman in Media for 2019. And it was from writing that I did my last book. So I have 6. My last book I wrote 4 years ago, and the award was based on that book and all of the other work I did.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
So thank you. But, my message is you might write a book today, and in 10 years from now, that book could still be your moneymaker. I know a guy, he's rewritten the same book. This is 30 years now he's in business. The same book. He's rewritten it. He's made some edits, some changes to it, but that one book has made him 10K plus figures just by using that book. So, you're absolutely right. It's definitely a business builder.
We have one book that has sold over 500,000. We have 10 books that have sold over 100,000.
Yeah.
We've had many, many clients that have made over 7 figures using their book to help close more business.
Exactly. You use it to close business. It's your calling card. It's your business card. It's your, I'm an expert card, whatever you want to refer to it. But yeah, you can make a lot of money, but the key is like you said, let somebody else do it, outsource it. Your time is valuable. And so that's where we are. So Mitchell, I know we're running out of time here. So the question I do ask everyone is, what makes you unstoppable? Now, you've reinvented yourself or transitioned yourself now. So you're unstoppable. So what makes you unstoppable? Where does that drive come from?
When you figure out what your superpower really is, why you were put on this earth to help people be successful or whatever that is for you.
Yeah.
For me, it's really simple. My superpower, it really comes through in that 2-hour interview. It's actually to pull out your genius and be able to put that genius in a format, whether it's social media content, which we also deliver to you, whether it's a physical book or an online book, we deliver all those. But it's really the unstoppable piece for me. Right. I love looking at people and uncovering, particularly people who are, and many of us are, we have 5 or 6 different things we focus on.
Yes.
So book 1 is one of those. Okay. Right. And working with an author and fine tuning their message so that they then can be unstoppable makes me unstoppable.
Very, very, very nice. So what's next? Where do you go from here besides Vegas? Where do you go from there?
So the interesting part for me, and this is a little bit of the vulnerability part.
Okay.
Here's what we write for other authors. We write their CPOP, their customer point of pain. Okay. When I think about the customers that come to me, their CPOP is not that they need a book.
Right.
They want a book, or they've been told that if you have a book, you'll be more successful. So for me, what I did in Q4 is I interviewed 100 potential partners and I picked 25 because we now have some people would call it cookie cutter. I call it a repeatable, customizable format that allows you to continually, easily have a book. So we basically say Amazon bestselling author and then when you look at the 25 partners, the and will be the types of things that are appropriate that helps bring business to you. Okay. So what's next for me this year is I'm playing, this year's the year of the partner. So I'm playing with different partners in bringing in different sets of solutions, whether it's the guy who fills my calendar with LinkedIn,
Right.
I mean, absolutely amazing. There's so little time because I'm continually in these strategy sessions, which is nothing wrong. The person who puts me on broadcast shows, the person who helps me create my own show, right? There's a number of different partners we interact with. And so to me, it'll be fun to see what happens at the end of this year when a couple of those partners bubble to the top and we figure out what's next.
Right. Well, I know you're doing a lot of work with Lisa McDonald, my sweet friend over there in Toronto.
Oh, she's awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love her. Just gotta love her. She's one of those people, and I do the same with her. It's, some of those days you're like, okay, what am I doing? And it's just like, Lisa, let's chat for a minute. So yeah, I was thrilled when I seen you working with her. So again, let people know where they could find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're looking for content, absolutely. So first thing, if you want content to share on social media, we have 47,000 pieces of content at AHAThat, AHATHAT.com. So it's free to use, free to share. So feel free to go there. If you want to reach out to me, it's fairly straightforward. It's my name, MitchellLevy360.com. So MitchellLevy360.com. And what you'll do is you'll see there's a video that pops up, customer testimonials. You can see what people say. And then there's a button that says contact, set up time, get me on the calendar. So find a time on the calendar and we'll talk about what your book will be. And we'll talk about if it makes sense or not. I'm okay, by the way, just so you know, it's very clear. I'm not going to take money if it doesn't make sense. So I am absolutely okay saying no.
Right. That's one thing that I wish I had that V8 years ago, that we are not for everybody. You're not for everybody. And it's okay for us to say no, to people.
Well, if you say no to some people and you focus on your yeses, A, you have more fun, but B, my team, if you fit within that framework. And so what I will do when we talk, your first idea may be a no or a maybe, and then we'll shift it to a yes. And trust me, all of us, you will win. My team will win because they'll have more fun doing it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we could look at the end results of delivering value to all of our clients. So that's MitchellLevy360.com, and feel free to set up time on that.
Yeah, MitchellLevy360.com. And for more of his tools, it's AHAThat.com. I think I got it all right. Well, Mitchell, thank you for being here with us. I love the work that you're doing. I know we've tried to work together a couple of times, but I know it's going to happen. Definitely.
We're this close. As Maxwell Smart would say, we're this close.
That's right. We are this close. So enjoy Vegas. And remember, what happens in Vegas, you got to stay in Vegas, baby.
You got a small view of what's happening in Vegas, although now I get to hang up the camera and do the real stuff.
Yeah, all the fun stuff is going to start now. Well, that's all we have for today, folks. And I'm Connie Pheiff, recovering CEO, corporate executive, moving ideas forward and keeping that passion of life activated. Remember to check out our feature advertising. Just head on over to ConniePheiffShow.com and you'll find all of the ad details over there. And also, have you checked out Talent Concierge? They have the best marketing and branding and publicist team around. So if you have a successful career and you're finding yourself tongue-tied to say that, just looking to scale your business or at a crossroads of where you go next. So you want to scale your business and you want to become that 20K plus speaker, give us a call at 570-906-4395 for your free consultation and learn if you qualify to be represented by Talent Concierge. And you can also visit talentconcierge.co for details. Talent Concierge does represent the world's most daring minds. So you want to check it out because we are all unstoppable together. And I'm going to leave you with this very simple yet powerful thought. Be humble today. Just be humble with all of your fellow men. You're listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. And if you like what you're hearing, remember to share it with your friends, with your colleagues, share it on iTunes, and we will be sending you some giveaways. Until next time, activate your power and keep the passion of life activated. Hey, y'all, it's Connie Pheiff. Thank you for listening to the Connie Pheiff Show. Check back often. You don't want to miss any of the good stuff. If you like what you hear and would like to be a guest on the show, head over to theconniefeifshow.com to apply. While you're there, check out our amazing advertising opportunities that will put you right in front of your perfect client. I will see you over there. Do yourself a favor this week. Activate your power and be unstoppable together.